Be me 31F, senior brand planner at a marketing firm in downtown Seattle glass walls, open floor plan, neon slogan signs, kombucha on tap. Like we're saving the world, company loves saying people-centered culture. Every meeting has buzzwords like alignment, equity, and cross-functional magic. My crew is me, Madison 24F, copy lead, and Tori 30F, social director. We run the fourth floor most mornings, start with oat milk matches and a 30-minute conversation about capitalism and gender dynamics. Before anyone opens a dashboard, honestly, life feels pretty good. We have this whole thing about protecting our energy. If a client gets pushy, we call it a boundary issue. If a deadline is insane, we label it burnout. Culture, managers usually back off because they're scared of a bad review thread online. Then this guy shows up. Ethan 34M, hired about 5 months ago as a senior analyst. Dude is like if an office printer became a person, rotates the same few button-down shirts every week, brings a turkey sandwich from home every single day. Never comes to happy hour, never joins the Slack chatter when everyone's joking about whatever murder doc just dropped on Hulu. Just sits there typing, clicking, working creepy, in a weirdly calm way. At first, we don't care. He's just the back-end data guy, the one who builds reports for our campaigns and lives in spreadsheets. Then the comparisons start happening. Monday stand-up. Madison is explaining why the copy still isn't ready. Says she needed more time to connect with the emotional truth of the brand. Voice manager does that nervous nod thing, like he's scared to challenge her. Then Ethan talks same flat voice every time. Says he finished the forecasting models for Q2 and Q3. Also did an early competitor audit, emailed the decks to everyone at 6:45 a.m. Whole room goes quiet. Manager lights up like a kid on Christmas. Wow, Ethan, thank you. That's super efficient. Madison looks like she bit into a lime peel. I can feel my neck getting hot. It wasn't just that he got his stuff done, it was how he did it. No complaining, no talk about stress, no, can we do a quick check-in, no fishing for validation. He was making the rest of us look like we were barely holding it together. And the most annoying part, he genuinely didn't seem to realize he was doing it. Jump ahead like 2 months, resentment is now on low simmer. All day me, Madison, and Tori have a private group chat called Slay Committee. It's basically 90%. Ethan hate Tori. Did y'all see when he left last night? Me, no. What time? Tori, 6:45? Tori, who stays until 6:45 when we have flexible hours? Madison, he's doing that on purpose. Madison, it's performative hustle. Madison, he wants to look like the hero. So we look checked out. Me, it's toxic productivity. Me, he's setting a standard. Nobody agreed to me, it's bad for team morale. We fully convince ourselves Ethan isn't good at his job. He's a threat to the work-life balance ecosystem. He's the kid who reminded the teacher there was homework due. Then we start noticing what we call red flags. If we're in the breakout lounge for 40 minutes talking about Madison's dating app, disasters, and Ethan walks by to refill his water bottle, he never says anything, barely even looks at us, but somehow we still feel judged. Did you catch that look? Madison whispers. He hates that we're bonding. Men always get weird when women build community at work. He probably thinks we should be at our desks. What a corporate lapdog. The real snap happens during the Volt Rush project. Huge client energy drink brand trying to rebrand for gamers and streaming culture. Massive budget, even bigger, year-end bonus. If launch goes well, management promises our team a 12% bonus if we crush it. I already spent that money in my head. Deposit for a new apartment. Week in Cabo. Designer tote. I absolutely did not need. We were excited, but the workload was brutal. So obviously we started assigning out the boring parts. Ethan can do the audience segmentation, I tell our director. Ethan can handle budget modeling. Tori adds, Ethan can build the deck framework, Madison says. Ethan just nods like always. Sure. When do you need it? Friday, I say. Gave him a tight turnaround because I wanted to leave early for a weekend trip. He doesn't argue, doesn't sigh, doesn't make a face, just says, okay, Friday afternoon, around 3:30. I'm packing my totes and mentally already out the door. Ethan walks over to my desk. First time he's ever come to me directly without being asked, hey, I finished the segmentation and budget model, but I found a mismatch between the creative brief and the audience data. I check the time on my phone and exhale hard. What is it, Ethan? He says. The brief is targeting younger women in gaming, but the current buyer data shows about 82% of purchases are men in their late 20s to mid-30s. Says if we pivot too aggressively without a transition campaign, we could lose the existing customer base before the new audience converts. Says sales could dip around 35% in the first quarter. I just stare at him. The way he says it, so calm, so literal. Like, it's obvious it feels like he's telling me, I don't know how to do my own job. Felt like textbook mansplaining, so I hit him with my nicest corporate tone. We're trying to move the category, Ethan. Sometimes you have to lead the market, not follow a spreadsheet. You have to trust the creative direction. He blinks once. Okay. Just wanted to flag it. I put the risk analysis in the appendix. Then he walks away. I spend the entire weekend mad about it. Who is he to question the strategy? He's a data guy. I'm the strategist. I complained to the girls at brunch on Sunday. Madison is stabbing her waffles like they insulted her. He's trying to undermine us. He thinks knowing Excel makes him a brand expert. That's gatekeeping. Tori nods immediately. Exactly. He's weaponizing data to make us doubt our creative instincts. We decide right there at brunch, Ethan has to go. At first, the campaign is low-key, nothing obvious, just little things. We stop CCing him on emails until the last second. Oops, thought you were already on this thread. Then act irritated when he doesn't know what's going on. We leave him out of random quick brainstorms in the lounge, then bring up in team meetings that he isn't really contributing to team culture. We start analyzing the way he writes. Every email becomes evidence. He's so blunt, I tell our manager in our one-on-one. No greeting, no sign-off. It feels hostile. Super cold tone. Manager looks worried immediately. Yeah, he is kind of quiet. I'll coach him on that. Next week, Ethan starts writing, "Hi team," and "thanks." In his emails, it looks awkward and stiff, like he copied it from a tutorial. We roast him in the group chat. Madison, look at the android trying to simulate feelings. Tori, LMAO, things blow up around late October. Volt Rush launch is about 8 weeks out. Pressure is getting real. We're behind. Madison keeps saying she's blocked and the voice isn't landing. Tori is planning her bridal shower and vendor calls during work hours. Ethan is basically carrying the whole project on his back. He's there till 7:30, sometimes 8:15. Almost every night fixing our errors, cleaning up our decks, reformatting reports. We mangled one morning. I come in around 9:10. He's already at his desk, looks wrecked, eyes red. He's rebuilding the entire paid media timeline. Why are you redoing that? I ask, coffee in hand. He doesn't stop typing. The version Tori uploaded had the wrong date ranges. We would have missed the Cyber Monday placement window. I'm patching it manually. He says it flat, doesn't even look at me. I get that split-second shame again. Then it flips straight into anger. Why didn't he just tell us? Why is he always quietly fixing everything like some martyr? I snap at him. You should have communicated this to the team instead of going rogue and fixing it yourself. That reinforces a trust issue. He finally stops typing and looks at me, huge bags under his eyes. I sent a Slack message at 3:52 yesterday. No one responded. I assumed everyone was tied up, so I handled it. I checked Slack. He did single message in the project channel, clear and polite. We missed it because all three of us were in our private chat, making fun of his loafers. I can feel my face go hot. Still double down anyway. Well, next time, make sure we actually see it. This lone wolf thing isn't working. Lunch break, emergency slate committee, meeting beanbag, area salads, nobody touches. He has to go, I say. He's making us look incompetent by overworking. It's a control move. Madison nodding so hard, I thought her head might come off. It's not safe. I get anxious around him. He's so intense. It feels like he's always barely containing anger. Tori smiles because she knows exactly where this is going. She's friends with the HR manager. I can position it as a culture fit issue. He's not integrating. He's creating silos. And he never participates in team building stuff, which makes the space feel exclusionary. So we build the story line by line, reframe everything. Ethan isn't hardworking, he can't delegate, and has poor time management. Ethan isn't covering gaps, he's hoarding information and not collaborating transparently. Ethan isn't quiet. He's passive-aggressive and makes women in the office feel uncomfortable. We take it to our boss together. 3 of us, same talking points, serious faces, full buzzword mode, psychological safety, emotional labor, toxic masculinity, emotional intelligence. Our boss is an old-school operations guy. All he really wants is for the launch, not to implode, but he is terrified of HR drama. He looks at us, then closes the door. If he's genuinely making the team uncomfortable, we need to address it. This group's chemistry is critical for the Volt Rush rollout. It is, I say, dead serious. We can't do our best work if we're walking on eggshells. Ethan gets fired on a Wednesday. Official reason is restructuring plus culture misalignment. He doesn't argue, doesn't beg, doesn't even look shocked. Just packs his backpack, wipes his laptop, sets his badge on the desk, leaves without saying bye to anybody. We watch from the glass conference room while pretending to review slides. Madison high fives, Tori, ding dong. The witch is dead. They both laugh, and I feel this huge wave of relief, like the room finally has oxygen again. No more silent judgment. No more guys staying late making us feel bad for leaving at 5. We're free. We go out for drinks that night to celebrate tequila, tacos, rooftop bar. Now we can actually flow, I say, clinking my spicy marg with theirs. We'll hire someone who matches the energy. Maybe a girl this time. Someone fun. Yes, Tori says, and the bonus is still ours. We just coasted across the finish line. First week after Ethan is amazing music. Playing in the office, long lunches, brainstorms on beanbags. Lots of vibing, very little actual work. Then little cracks start showing. Thursday afternoon, Madison asks, "Wait, where's the raw data file for the weekly client update?" Ethan usually dropped it in the shared drive, I say. We check the drive, nothing empty folder. IT confirms he wiped his local stuff before exit. Standard security process, raw data. Still exists on the server. Problem is none of us know the SQL query to pull it. We all just stare at each other. I shrug. Whatever. Use last week's numbers and project like 3% growth. Nobody checks the raw data anyway. We fake the report, massage the numbers just enough to look clean. Client doesn't catch it. We high-five in the conference room. See? Madison says, we never needed him. Week 3 after Ethan, the cracks start turning into actual holes. Volt Rush launch is 2 weeks out. We need to lock media spend. Normally Ethan would hand us a perfect spreadsheet. Every dollar mapped out, based on live bid prices and performance trends. Now it's on us. It's just budget allocation, Tori says. How hard can it be? We open Ad Manager, looks like the control panel of a spaceship designed by demons. Thousands of rows, bidding strategies. A/B, settings audience, exclusions, placement rules. Madison goes quiet. Didn't Ethan have a script for this? I remember that too. Some automation thing he ran that did half the work. Where's the script gone? We spend 3 full days trying to do it manually. Nothing makes sense. We end up guessing 60% Instagram, 25% Twitch, 15% YouTube, I say. Feels right. We call it intuition. We call it bold. We call it trusting. The creative vision, really? We're just guessing in business, casual, and somehow, I'm the one staying late now. 6:05, 6:40. Fixing deck, formatting mistakes. Ethan used to catch in 10 seconds. Office gets weirdly quiet after 6. Kind of eerie. I hate how much I notice it. I miss having someone else there. Week 5, after Ethan launch, week total chaos. Client asks for the predictive variance report. I have no idea what that even is. I Google it, immediately regret Googling it. It's advanced stats stuff, forecast, comparison, modeling, actuals versus projected variance thresholds. The kind of thing Ethan used to spit out like it was nothing. I try to bluff on Zoom. We're prioritizing real-time agility over static predictive frameworks. I say it like I believe it. Client pauses. Okay. But the contract requires a variance report before we release the second funding tranche. Cool, great love. That for me, I spend the whole night trying to build one in Excel. Nothing adds up, formulas breaking tabs, multiplying. I'm in the bathroom at 9 p.m. Crying quietly so nobody hears. Madison and Tori left hours ago. Madison hit me with a "sorry babe, date night." So now it's just me alone with 6 tabs open staring at rows of numbers that might as well be hieroglyphics. And it finally hits me. Ethan did this every month. We fired him for doing it too well. Launch day arrives. We push the campaign live pop. Cheap champagne in plastic cups. We did it. Tori screams, "Girl power." Madison yells. We take selfies for Instagram. Caption is some nonsense about our dream team disrupting the market for like 24 hours. Everything looks okay. Then the data starts coming in. Actually, no, it doesn't. Tracking is broken. Pixels were installed wrong. Ethan used to verify the code. We're burning about $45,000 a day in ad spend. And we have no clean red on conversions, client calls, furious full yelling mode. Why are our ads showing to women over 65 on Facebook? My stomach drops straight through the floor. Then I remember Ethan standing at my desk, warning me about the audience mismatch, the risk analysis in the appendix. The one I brushed off? Yeah, we ignored it. We pushed targeting toward the wrong crowd. Our intuition pointed the campaign at people who don't even buy this stuff. Cash is evaporating, algorithm is confused, conversion rate is around 1.8%. Should be closer to 3.5%. It is a complete disaster. Boss calls us into his office. He isn't even focused on the screen anymore. He's looking at us like he aged 10 years in 1 week. Then he says, "It quiet. They're pulling the account." Room goes dead silent. "What?" I say. And my voice cracks. "They're citing gross incompetence. They audited the spend. We burned roughly $380,000 in 3 days on dead traffic." Madison whispers, like she's in shock. "But the creative was so good," Boss snaps. "The creative doesn't matter if the wrong people see it." He throws a printed report onto the table. Papers slide everywhere. And they asked where the senior analyst was. Turns out the client's analytics lead knew Ethan respected him, asked why he wasn't on launch calls. I stare at the floor. We felt he wasn't a culture fit. Boss laughs, driest laugh I've ever heard. Not funny at all. Culture fit. "Right. Because of your culture fit decision, we just lost our biggest account. That's almost 40% of annual revenue." He leans back and rubs his face. "There are no bonuses this year." My chest tightens. My apartment deposit. My trip all gone. Then he keeps going. "Actually, we're reviewing headcount. Downsizing." Madison starts crying immediately. Tori too. "We worked so hard," Tori says. "We gave everything to this launch." Boss looks at all 3 of us. "You fired the only person who knew how the engine worked, then drove the car off a cliff because you didn't like the mechanic." We walk out looking like we got hit by a truck. Madison is half hyperventilating. Tori is already texting her dad. I go back to my desk, open the shared drive, just stare at the empty folders where Ethan's stuff used to be, and I start replaying everything: him eating the same sandwich every day, him fixing my mistakes without making a speech about it, him trying to warn me about the demographic shift, and it finally lands. He wasn't trying to make us look bad. He was just doing the job. We punished him for it, and now we're cooked too. 2 months later, layoffs happen. Madison goes. First says she's going freelance translation. Unemployed. Tori gets bumped down to a junior title with a pay cut. I'm still there somehow, which honestly feels like the worst outcome, because now I'm doing Ethan's job badly, staying till 8 p.m. Every night, learning SQL from random YouTube tutorials, eating vending machine chips for dinner. New hires are all younger. Early 20s, they leave exactly at 5. Every day one night, I hear them in the break room. They don't know. I can hear them. "She's kind of intense." Yeah, toxic productivity. She kills the vibe. She never talks to anyone. Such a boomer. I sit there at my desk staring into the blue glow of the monitor. Then LinkedIn notification pops up. Ethan started a new job, director of data strategy at some tech company in Austin, probably making way more than he ever made with us. I click his profile, same plain headshot, same neutral expression. I scroll his recent activity. He liked a post, something about quiet competence in a loud world. I want to scream, "Don't just open another spreadsheet and keep working, because if I don't finish this variance report, I'm next." Still 31. F feel about 48. The office doesn't feel cool anymore. The neon signs look stupid now. The kombucha tap just gives me acid reflux. I'm basically the office villain. Now the whole people first thing is dead. Nobody talks about energy or alignment anymore. It's pure survival mode. Management brings in a consultant to audit our workflow. Consultant is a woman, mid-40s, maybe tailored suit, ice-cold voice, eyes, like she can smell incompetence. She does a shadowing session with me. I'm sweating through my blouse trying to explain my ad tracking process, which is basically duct tape and panic manual, exports, manual, cleanup, manual, checks. 3 spreadsheets pretending to be a system. She watches me click around for like 10 minutes, then taps her pen on the desk. Why isn't this automated? I freeze. I don't know how to automate it, I say. Saying it out loud feels humiliating. She flips through her notes. The previous analyst documentation mentions a Python script for this. Where is that script? We, couldn't locate it after he left. She gives me this look, not angry worse, disgusted. So you terminated the only person with the technical knowledge, failed to secure a handoff, and have been doing this manually for 3 months. I mumble the old line, "We had some cultural differences." Sounds pathetic. The second it leaves my mouth, tastes like ash. She writes something in her notebook, doesn't say anything, which is somehow more terrifying. I go to the bathroom and splash water on my face, look in the mirror. Dark circles, fried hair, skin looks gray under the fluorescent lights, and for one horrible second, I realize I look exactly like Ethan used to. Exhausted, drained, running on fumes because everyone around him was incompetent lunch break no more. Slay Committee Madison is gone. Tori barely talks to me because I remind her of the whole disaster. I sit alone in the break room, eating a sandwich from home to save money. Ham and cheese, which feels like the universe mocking me. 2 of the new account girls walk in, Kayla and Bree, fresh out of college. Loud, confident, that main character energy I used to have. They glance at me, then look away like I'm office furniture. Kayla starts talking, "OMG, did you see management's email about the new KPIs? Bree groans, literally abusive. Weekly reporting is such micromanagement? I feel like my autonomy is being violated. Kayla nodding like she's in therapy, right? I need room to create. Making me quantify output every week is like capitalist dystopia. They both giggle. I feel this blast of rage in my chest. I want to stand up and scream, "You are being paid to work. The numbers matter. The metrics are the job." But I don't say anything. I just take another bite of the sandwich and it hits me so hard I almost choke. This is exactly what Ethan probably felt, sitting there listening to us talk about vibes and boundaries while the ship filled with water. I keep my mouth shut, go back to my desk, bury myself in work. I become the quiet one, the one who doesn't join the chatter, the one who stays late, the one they probably roast in a private group chat. I check my phone under the table, text from Madison. "Hey girlie, hope you're hanging in there. Random question, could you refer me for that open coordinator role? Money is tight, lol." I stare at the message, remember her ding-dong comment. Remember her pushing hardest to get Ethan fired. Remember the high fives. I start typing. Honestly, the culture here is way different now. Super metrics driven. Probably not a good fit for your creative process. I look at it too, petty too obvious delete type. Again, I'll see what I can do. Send. Put my phone down. I am not doing a damn thing. I can't afford to stick my neck out for dead weight anymore. Afternoon, all hands, meeting, consultant, presenting findings. Whole team, their boss. Looks like he hasn't slept in weeks. Consultant pulls up a slide, efficiency analysis, big red bar chart, massive productivity drop right after November. It might as well say, "Your fault" in 72-point font. She points at the dip with a laser. As you can see, output declines sharply, following the departure of the senior analyst. She clicks to the next slide, more charts, missed deliverables, rework hours, error rates, client loss impact. The remaining team attempted to absorb the workload, but lacked the technical proficiency to do so. Then she looks directly at me, straight at me. This directly contributed to the Volt Rush failure. Room goes silent, like painfully silent. I can feel everybody looking, Kayla, Bree, Tori, the boss, people from other teams who definitely heard rumors. I want the carpet to open up and swallow. Me consultant keeps going like she's reading weather data. Moving forward, we are implementing strict performance tracking. No more qualitative self-assessments. No more culture-based productivity exemptions. Data only. I hear one of the new girls gasp under her breath. The consultant clicks again. We will also be rehiring for the analyst role immediately. I've already spoken to several recruiters. Boss finally cuts in. Actually, I reached out to Ethan last week. My head snaps up so fast my neck hurts. Tori makes this tiny choking noise. The whole room is holding its breath now. Boss keeps going. I offered him a 30% raise and a title bump to return. My stomach drops. All I can think is he coming back? Do I have to look him in the eye? Is he gonna be my boss? Tori asks before I can voice shaking. Did he say yes? Boss just stares at the table for a second. Looks completely defeated. No. He laughed. Somebody shifts in their chair. Nobody says a word. Boss rubs his forehead. Said he's very happy where he is. Said his new team values output over optics. Then boss looks up at me, really, and he said, good luck with the Python scripts. That's it. Humiliation complete, no rescue coming. No one is saving me, just me. The variance report and another long night at my desk.